Hello and welcome back to another Rickulus video. My name is Mr. Rickulus and this is Rickulus Survival, Episode 6. We're finally getting into some big stuff in Ender IO, but first, a lot of stuff has happened between episodes. Not for any particular reason, but I needed to get it done and ready for this episode. Boom. Lots of stuff to do, but first, let's take you through some of the stuff I did. First of all, is, let's see, I showed all this. I quartzed up the sword and got it fully quartzed and fully lapis, so looting 3 and 14 attack damage. I made a Manulin rapier with a leadstone flux capacitor, auto repair. It's writable, which means it gets extra modifiers, and it's sharpnessed out like crazy, so it does plus 15 attack damage and armor pierces. However, this one has looting, so I keep it in the inventory. Then in my E-chest, I have a super hammer, which is an advanced tinker tool. And yeah, it's just really good for, whoa, it's really good for getting, it was really good for getting some mining done. Anywho, eat an apple. And let's see, anything else? I made a bucket of blood in there. I got a bunch of hydrogen, and I've been ore processing. Oh yeah, and I made this ender core, which if I just break this and then press that, it is pretty expensive. 4 magical wood, 4 ender infused obsidian, and an eye of ender. This is just obsidian wrapped around that. And then these magical woods are that recipe, or you can just put bookcase through a fluid transposer with 8,000 millibuckets of experience, so I did a lot of doing that. Because I found ender lily seeds over in a zombie spawner, or a zombie spawning dungeon over there, and so yeah, I needed to grow them, and ender cores are the way to grow them fastest. Ender core plus watering pail, so I used that. And then I keep this zombie spawner to get zombie heads, because those will be useful later. And I found it in that chest. Let's see. The other things I did are inside the base, so let's go explore. As you can see, I have an experience dump as soon as I walk in. I think I made more windmills. I've got this steel processor set up pumping into the sorting system. I've got the sorting system with a bit better chests. A bunch of ore processing has been done. I found some Applied Energy 6 meteors and got a bunch of stuff from that. Obviously, the fluid transposer and magma crucible have been made. I've been compressing a lot more obsidian ingots to make replacement obsidian armor. I made an anvil. I moved around the stuff in here, obviously. Get all that sorted stuff out of here. Yeah, I've got ore processing going. It's not as good as I'd like it to be, as automated, but, you know, it's good enough. And then steel, I can just toss in some iron and it'll make a bunch of steel. So yeah, it's all doing good. But today, I've been doing all this work off camera to get to what I need to do right now, which is on this clipboard. So Ender IO. So the first thing I need to build is an alloy smelter. So if I go over here, I've got Ender IO tabbed up. An alloy smelter requires 4 iron, 3 furnaces, 1 cauldron, and a machine chassis from Ender IO, which requires 4 iron bars, and a basic capacitor, copper, 4 gold nuggets, and redstone. So I'm going to need lots of iron in this episode, lots of gold, some copper, redstone, and I think that'll be it for now. For meow. Actually, oh, lag spike. Anyway, let me move this anvil out of the way. And move it right there. And let's make, oh geez, what the, oh dang it, hold on. I also got this zombie trophy because I killed so many zombies. Let's put the tool forge there. There, I hate that interrupting, actually. Right, that's where a cable is. Here. Here, there we go. That's good. That'll work. That should function perfectly. So we'll start out with the basic capacitor. So I need some gold nuggets. I'll make a bunch of these. Then I'll make, where's the basic capacitor in here? Basic capacitor. Boom. How many machine casings or machine chassis am I gonna need? 1, 2, I believe 3. Slice and splice requires 1. Soul binder requires 1, so 4. Then this doesn't need 1. That doesn't. Alright, so 4. 4 machine chassis. And I'm actually going to need to make a bunch more of these basic capacitors, I just realized, because of the dimensional transceiver, which is what we'll be getting to in the end. We'll just make, boom, 20 capacitors. Now I need to make my alloy smelter, so we'll just grab this, grab some iron bars. Boom, boom. Alloy smelter, machine chassis, boom. One. I'll just make all the machine chassis I'm gonna need. 3, 4. Boop, 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 boop. Then I need furnaces. That's the one thing I forgot. Some cobblestone. Boop, 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 boop. 1, 2, 3. One, doom, 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 doom. Cauldron. Simple enough. And finally, the alloy smelter. Boom, done. Off the list. We'll set this right over here. I've got a hollow cover under there, so it's still getting power, but it keeps it covered up, so it's kind of nice. So this is EnderIO's energized smelter. It's just the electric furnace from EnderIO. There's a lot more configuration options. It stores 100,000 RF, max power usage of 20 RF, so very similar to that. It can process up to 3 ores at a time, but it takes 3 times as long, or 3. It can hold up to 3 stacks. It can do 3 processes all at once. It can smelt 3 of any item at once, but it takes 3 times as long, so it's just, it's not really that useful. But also, the configure IO is just like mechanisms configuration, except it gets to show you what's around it on each side, so you get to see and, have it be easier to configure. Then you can thumb through. So that's cool. It shows you all the recipes for it. So basically, all smelting, which means it'll do alloys and furnace. Alloys only, which means it'll only make alloys, which would be things like, it doesn't retrieve the alloy information. It'll make electrum, invar, hardened glass, fused quartz, all the different enlightens, dark steel, clear glass, redstone alloy, electrical steel, vibrant alloy, energetic alloy, just a bunch of different alloys that it can make. Conductive iron, solarium. We're going to get to a few of these. Pulsating iron. We're going to get to pretty much all of these, actually. So yeah, anywho, we'll get that. Then there's obviously furnace only, which is just furnace smelting. So there we go. And then always active, redstone control. I just leave that alone. I don't try to control things with redstone. So anyway, check that off the list. Now we need to make a sag mill. Sag mill is, forgot the flint. I'm only going to need 3 flint. I should only need 3. 3 flint. And then I think I can just, oh, wait. Forgetting pieces of the puzzle. That's okay though. I should have all the resources on hand. I shouldn't have to leave too much, but I will need to do things. There we go. There we go. So I've got my sag mill now. So let's just cross that off the list and then put this down. This is basically the enrichment chamber. It just does ore doubling. It grinds. It's a mix between the crusher and the enrichment chamber because it will ore double and even ore triple. It has a chance to ore triple, and this will enhance chances. With flint, it'll enhance by that much. With dark steel, it will enhance by that much. So dark steel is definitely better, but dark steel ball requires dark steel, which requires all of this, so it's a bit more expensive, but it's worth it in the end. And you can upgrade these just like the mechanism machines. You can upgrade them with advanced capacitors. You can use the double layer to increase it, and then the octadic to increase it even further to the maximum. So this thing can do a lot. And we're going to configure this just because of convenience to push into there, and this will pull from there. There we go. Now we've got another way of ore processing, which is going to be useful because we're going to need to do, if say we're doubling one thing, but we need more ore right then and there, boom, send it through this side. So that's good. It's always good to have multiple different ore processing systems. So did I check that off the list? Yes, I did. Now we need to make a Yeta wrench. This is just, like, it's very similar to the configurator, except it doesn't take power. It's just another wrench. It's just the wrench from EnderIO. So I need electrical steel, which is made in the alloy smeltery. But I also need silicon. What is this silicon? Well, it's made in the sag mill. You can do a bunch of different things. I'm just going to use sand because I don't have any sand on hand. Looks like I lied about having to not go off base, but luckily sand is just a little bit away. Now, sand is not the most efficient way to get silicon, and later on we're going to utilize the two things to get silicon: redstone ore, which you can get with silk touch, which I'll show an easy way to get silk touch, a few easy ways to get silk touch later. And then you can also get it through clay, which there's a really easy way to get clay through mechanism. Both of the silk touch and the clay is through mechanism, and I'll show that later. Let's just get a stack because we're only going to get we're going to get at best 32 silicon out of one stack of sand. So we'll let this process that away. It's pretty freaking fast, and it's already going to send this right in here to do some alloying, so we'll just put it in alloy only mode. And I'm going to sleep through the night. Alright, so we're going to make a bunch of electrical steel because we're going to need that in... What recipes are we going to need that in? Electrical steel is used for a good bit of stuff in this mod. Ender IO, which is a really useful block, allows remote access to nearby blocks using the travel anchors or the staff of travel, which we will make eventually. Gas conduits, item conduit speed upgrades, item conduits from mechanism, or from mechanism. Item conduits from Ender IO are an even more advanced sorting system than mechanisms, but not the one we're going to go with just for the fact that logistics pipes is better, and we can integrate that with AE in the end, and it'll all work great. So we'll be making a wireless charger eventually, because that's just useful and convenient. The VAT, we'll probably not be doing that. Farming station, maybe. I've never used Ender IO for farming. I typically use Mine Factory Reloaded. Dimensional transceiver needs electrical steel, so we're definitely going to use it there this episode. Electromagnet, which we'll eventually make. The Yeta wrench, of course. And the powered spawner, which we'll be making later. Capacitor bank, we will definitely make, but probably not in this base. We'll make it in the next base. Conduit probe, probably not. And that's all you use it for there. So yeah. Anywho, that's a lot. I actually got more out of that than I anticipated to get. Sweet. It's always good. Get that out of there. I hear a chicken, and that bugs me. Anywho. So while we're waiting, actually, let me get some sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sticks, plus we'll make a basic gear. So boom, and then we're going to need that to make the Yeta wrench with the electrical steel that we're going to make here swiftly, which I need some coal dust, that's right. So let's grab this, and just, since we're using the sag mill already, we'll just sag mill that up. I actually got 37 silicon out of that. Oh wow, this is processing a lot slower. I'll take half of this and put this in the nifty crusher. Crusher's going to process it into industrial craft coal dust, which isn't too big a deal. We'll use coal powder to start with, and then we'll just get the coal dust from here because the crusher's a bit faster than the sag mill. But we'll get started on making this. I'm going to need 7 electrical steel. So I definitely, but I'm just going to make 20 electrical steel. That'll be fine. This should... recipe, electrical steel, coal dust, iron ingot, and silicon. Does it have to be in just the right configuration, maybe? All smelting. Why isn't... Am I... Oh, never active. That's why. That was weird. I bet a lot of you were looking at me like, "Ah, you're an idiot." Yes, I was being very much an idiot. But that's okay. I can afford to be an idiot sometimes. Anyway, this thing's going to tick away now. It's very slow to make alloys, so we're definitely, or at least electrical steel, so we're definitely going to have to upgrade this eventually. Luckily, our power system can handle pretty much anything we throw at it because I've put in a few more windmills. I'll just show that while this is processing our electrical steel away. I've thrown up a few more windmills. I don't remember if I showed this, but I have 8 windmills now, generating us right around 500 RF per tick, which is fantastic. That's plenty. And then I've got advanced cable linking all the way down, but we're going to be using dimensional transceivers here in a bit. This is the main reason we're making it, because of the fact that the only reason my power isn't great is because of this limitation with having to make so many cables and wasting I don't want to waste any amount of resources on too many cables, because I don't want this thing to be at Y level 100. I want these windmills to be at least at Y level 200 so that they process a bunch. But to get that, I'd need, hundreds of cables. So I'd rather use a dimensional transceiver. Some might question the lack of using a tesseract, but dimensional transceivers are way cooler, and you'll see why shortly. Anyway, now we have a Yeta wrench, so we'll just move the configurator out of the way. And bloop, Yeta wrench. Now we need to make a slice and splice. So we need a slice and splice, which needs 5 solarium, which, if you see, 10,000 RF, gold, and soul sand. So I'm going to need, how much solarium total? It was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then what else am I making this episode? Soul vials, which require solarium, and nothing else. I don't think the dimensional transceiver requires solarium at all, and the resonator requires 2. Ooh, so I'm going to need more gold. I don't have gold on hand, do I? No, I do not, but that's not too big a deal because this is the perfect time to show off my glorious super hammer. So if we just go over here, boom, 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 let's get some gold. Now this does drop frame rate pretty significantly, but that's okay. Actually, we want this in 3, so it's right next to our torches, because then we can just right-click with it, and it'll place a torch. How convenient. I think that's something with all Tinker tools. I don't think it does it with Tinker weapons, but Tinker tools will just, at least the mining tools, will place your torches for you if you have them right next to each other in the inventory. Ooh. Beautiful. I'll get the iron, too. I know I'm not supposed to do resource collecting on camera. That's kind of, it's a bit weird. I don't like resource collection on camera. It's a little bit annoying to me. Like, if a YouTuber shows resource collection on camera when I'm watching his videos, it's like, not too fun. Unless I'm watching a quarry, because watching a quarry can be cool. Ooh, this is poison. Nice. I'll just fly right on over that and go get this coal, or this gold. Convenient gold. Convenient gold that is just convenient and wasn't placed here by me whatsoever. Actually, it wasn't. I'm making it out as though I totally placed it there, but no. It just happens to be nice and convenient, which is always a plus. So we'll grab that iron. And we'll get, luckily I have an ore triplings. Oh, did I get 5 gold? Yeah. So that'll turn into 15 gold, which should be plenty for our purposes. 15 plus the 10 we already have, so yeah, 25 gold should be fine. But yeah, so that's the super hammer. Pretty freaking cool if I do say so myself. My strip mines become a little awkward now, but I don't need to strip mine when I have hammer mining. And I put auto repair on my hammer, so it'll just tick, tick, tickety up. It works better in sunlight though, so I'll have to put that in sunlight at some point. I also made a hang glider. I just did so much off camera, but that's because I didn't want to do the boring stuff on camera. So I apologize for that. Just sort out all the stuff we mined up. Oh yeah, the iron. There we go. Now you should go automatically tick out and process. The uranium did it. Why didn't the gold do it? That's weird. Whatever. We'll just have the gold go through in a second. Bloop. And that's given the alloy smelter enough time to make some more electrical steel. Only one more. Alright, because I didn't put in the, well, that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom. And let that smelt up. Boom, boom. I don't think I'm going to need any of that for now. Alright, here comes our gold. I'll just take, how much solarium am I going to need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was mid-counting this. 9. Then I'm going to need a dimensional transceiver, which needs a soul vial and a vibrant crystal, but soul vial, which is 1 per. So I'm going to want to make 3 soul vials, so 3 more. So that's 12. And then this requires 2, so 14. So we can just make 15 solarium, because I have a bunch of soul sand. Don't even worry about it. I got that. I made sure to get that, but The gold I didn't check up on because, you know, smart. I think so far ahead. Let's toss those in there because I'm going to need that solarium, like, really right now-ish. Um, hmm, this is not pleasantly fast. That's why I'm going to be making the capacitors here soon. Oh, why did I just drop frames? Drop the frames. So I'll be back in a bit as I go and I'm going to cut this so that I can just come back when the solarium's processed so that I can be processing energetic alloy in the background. And we're back, and I've got energetic alloys processing. I've got all the solarium I'm going to need, and I had to go back down and mine some more gold actually, and I made some fused quartz while I was at it. I'm going to need the fused quartz for a good bit of stuff in this mod, but mainly the soul vials and the, what is it called? The reservoirs, which we'll get to in a bit. But first, the slice and splice. So the slice and splice requires any kind of head, 5 solarium, shears, an iron axe, and a machine chassis. So I'll just grab 2 sticks. Oh, there it is. 2 sticks. I also collected more Enderman stuff while I was at it, and I actually went out. I used 2 of the gas tiers I had in here, and I made some safari nets, and I went and caught Enderman because I'm going to need these little bastards in the soul vials later. And I made sure to get more of their heads as well. I had a lot of time sitting there waiting for that stupid solarium. And now I'm waiting on that energetic alloy, so I'm going to distract myself over here. Anywho. Let's see. So I needed that, and oh, I needed a head. So what head to use? Well, what do we have the most of? Let's see. 5 creeper heads, 2 skeleton skulls, 5 enderman skulls, and a whopping... Actually, where are the zombie heads? Ah, 20 zombie heads. Actually, I can just use my own head. Be a little bit morbid. Use my own head. I've died a couple times. So let's do 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and bloop, bloop, and slice and splice. Boom. That's not going to work for the fact of the tools. Right. Tools cannot shift click in. Boom, and slice and splice. Plop this bad boy down right there. I can gain power all at once, and I'm going to need to supply it with 1 iron axe and some shears. Because, you know, I crafted those into it, but it didn't utilize them for some reason. Anywho, no big deal. Just shift and boom, boom. And there we go. And this will make us the rest of the stuff we need. So let's just get that slice splice out of here. And for a soul binder, I'm going to need, I have everything I need, but first I want to get cooking what I need right here, the ender resonators. And am I going to need any other crazy things? Ender resonators, soul vials, nope. So ender resonators. So what I'm going to need here are 2 solarium, 2 silicon, 1 vibrant alloy, and an enderman head. So I'm going to get everything except the vibrant alloys because those are going to have to be cooked up in here. And that is, that is a pain. So let's go grab 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, I can only do 1 at a time. 1, and then I need some silicon, which should have gone over here. There we are. 1, 2. And here we go. Lots of fighting outside. Jeez, guys, get along. Alright, 8 energetic alloys. So I'm going to get these out of the way. This will cook up 9. And I'm going to cook up the quartz just to show you the fused quartz cook up because that's really quick to have happen. Because just watch this fused quartz cook. Just boom. It just booms through. Oh, I just nudged my mic. While I'm at it, I got some more diamonds, obviously, while I was mining. And let me go actually get some ender pearls because I'm going to need these for the, whatever these are called, the vibrant alloys. So I'm going to need 1, 2, I'm going to make 2 dimensional sievers, so 3, 4. Then I'm going to need 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 vibrant alloys. Anything else on the list that I'm going to need those for? Nope. Alright, so 8 vibrant alloys. So let's just 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom. And we'll let that slow process cook up. That's just a little bit slower than the energetic alloys. While I'm at it though, I can make the soul binder, duh. So I need the solarium, a zombie head, a creeper head, a skeleton skull, and an enderman head. I have at least one of all of these. The skeleton skulls are actually the ones I have the least of, surprisingly. Boom. And everything should be in my inventory now, so just boom. There we go, soul binder. This is a really slow going machine. There we go. Anyway, this is a really slow going machine that is used for doing a lot of stuff with this, but this is going to use our vibrant crystal and soul vial here to do that. So let me go make those soul vials, which are just solarium 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we'll make 2 soul vials because why not? Then we'll take our enderman here. Hello, guy. Boom. Boom. There we go, 2 soul vialed up endermen. Let's just get these out of the way. And let me cross off soul binder. Boom, and soul vials. Now I can create a reservoir. We'll just let this thing cook away. Anyway, now I'll create actually, what I can do right here, take 2 of these, because I need those cooking up. That cooking up. This one doesn't take as long. I'll actually get the other thing. I need 2 silicon to get this ready. 1, 2. Because these ender resonators are going to be necessary. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. I had just enough of that. I think I calculated that out perfectly. Anyway, so yeah, the reservoir. So I'm going to need I need 2 cauldrons, 1, 2, the 4 fused quartz, and then a bunch of glass. I have plenty of glass, so let's just make reservoir. Where is this block that I'm looking for? Is it this one? Nope. This one? No. This one? Yeah, reservoir. Here we go. Formed when placed 2 by 2 by 1. Add 2 buckets of water for an infinite water source. Produces 1 bucket per second. Right click with a wrench to enable auto output. And we'll just boom. And there we go. There's our reservoirs. Now this is going to ease up that system. And there was also another system I wanted to use this for, but for the life of me, I can't think of it at the moment. Get you out of here. And let's just dig up some of this real quick to get this water source out of here. Wrench, 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 wrench. Screw it. The platform for this is gonna look a bit weird, but whatever. And you know, I don't even need to do this. Watch. I can just 1, 2, 3, 4. I can go grab. I should have bucketed up that water. Now that I think about it, hindsight is a fantastic thing that we always think of immediately, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. There we go. And that's processed up. So now I need to get the rest of 1, 2. And there we go. I need to get the rest of that processed up. Boom, boom. Now it's going to create its infinites. And then if I just I can right click with the configurator, but just for the sake of continuity, you get a wrench. And now it's outputting water. And that'll work for anything that needs water, pretty much. But this will be using water. Right now it's not using any because it's all full, but it'll eventually be using water. So, you know, there we go. Yep. So, right. So I need to make some vibrant crystals. Luckily, I have emeralds. And I got emeralds from these meteor kind of things, not actually from going to an extreme hills biome. I was able to find them in these little, like, they have clay and emeralds. I'm not sure what they are, but they're kind of cool. Anywho, I need an ender crystal, which is a vibrant crystal, plus the soul vial. So let's do this. Vibrant crystal. It's in the soul binder, right? I'm not a total derp, right? Soul binder. Vibrant crystal, soul vial. Oh, this is the wrong thing. Duh. I'm a total derp, but for a different reason. And now that's going to use XP, luckily. I have this, which should have plenty of XP, so I just grab this. Configure IO. Pull from there. That should be enough. One. Oh yeah, that thing's got plenty of XP in it. Yeah, it should be fine. 10 levels of XP, yeah, it'll be able to pull that easily. 9, 10. Oh, it's working faster than I thought it was. Oh, it's still drawing in? Oh, it's just gonna have a backup. Alright, well let's get the second one in here. This is moving actually a lot faster than I thought it would. I guess they balanced it again because it used to work slower. Alright, so let's grab that up because we shouldn't need it mid-process. No, we don't need it mid-process. Cool. So now I've got my soul vials back, and I've got my ender crystals. So that was the part that I was actually thinking was going to take the longest, but apparently the energetic alloy is going to be the pain in the ass. So let's grab that, and so where's my checklist here? Reservoirs done. Capacitors need to be done. So I have in my, let's, boom, boom, boom. In my inventory, I should have capacitors that I set out. Yep, 16 capacitors. For the dimensional transceiver, I'm going to need 1 octadic capacitor per, which means I need 2 total octadic capacitors, which means I need 4 total double layer, which means I need 8 total basic. So let's make the double layer. Luckily, don't you worry about it, I made up a bunch of that coal powder, or coal dust, which will work. Boom. Then let's make double layer. We can make 3 out of the 4 we need, but luckily we have this ticking away over here. So let's make the 4th one. There we go. Now let's get some glowstone because we're going to need 2 glowstone blocks. And then octadic capacitor, 2. And then dimensional transceiver. I need more fused quartz. 1, 2. By the way, obviously I went to the Nether and it wasn't, I actually did film it, but I didn't decide to put it up in a video because it was really uneventful. Nothing actually, I spawned in a place, I'll show it off later, but I spawned in a place where really gas weren't present, so it wasn't really a big deal. So they didn't blast me out of the sky, and I'm smart enough to avoid the ones that would, the mobs on the ground that would kill me. So, yeah, just the capacitors are done. Boom. And I'm going to throw in just 1 octadic capacitor here just to show, one, it enhances its RF use, it enhances its RF storage, and it speeds this process up like crazy. Look at that. Just bam. Wham bam, already done. So that's amazing. And let's get the dimensional transceiver. One of them is done. Sweet. And I'm going to need the second one. So 2 more quartz. No big deal, because we still have 1 more capacitor to make. Well, we don't even need it, because this is a quick process. Oh, I love Ender IO. It's so cool. There's so much cool stuff in it, but... Shift click. What am I missing here? I missed my... Did I miscount my solarium? No. Luckily, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I still have the capacitor to use and speed this up like crazy. There we go. Ah, I made soul glass for some reason. That bugs the hell out of me. 1, 2, 3. There. And that'll just tick, tick, tickety away, speed the crap on up. Sorry, I keep clicking my mic on and off. I'm just always checking. Always vigilant. Wait a minute. That's not solarium, that's electrical steel. Did I throw that in, or do I just not have any right now? That's still a-okay because, again, still have the capacitor, and extra solarium's not a bad thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just herpity-derping it. Really? Boom. Speed that process up. Toss that iron in. Toss pretty much everything in. I'll be making just sag mill works pretty fast, so I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna take 2 ender pearls. This isn't part of the main part of the episode, just you know, just for my convenience here. I'm gonna make an extra octatic capacitor to have for the alloy smelter, since it does a lot of long and tedious processes. 2. I don't know why I made 2, but whatever. Mm. Forgetful Rick is forgetful. Again, we're still good because we still have an octatic capacitor. 1, 2, 3. This is making the episode longer than it needs to be, but you know, editing is a thing that I totally know how to do and work perfectly at doing. Don't even worry about it. Don't you worry your pretty head. 1. Boom. There we go. Dimensional transceivers. So now, what I can do is I can move all of this up a level. I know I'm all done with my checklist, by the way, just in case you hadn't paid attention, but I'm all done with my checklist, which is great. That means I can get started on the next episode very shortly, but first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my setup, which means I need 1 piece of gold, 2 feathers, and 1 piece of obsidian to make an angel block. I think this is how you make it. Yep. And I'll be back in a second when I've moved my wind turbines to a higher level. Alrighty, I'm back again. I've reconfigured the windmills to be at their best they can be. 250 is the height, I believe, 251, and they are generating a whopping 160 RF per tick. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's 160 each, so times 8, that's over 800, what? 8 times, what, 480? I think so, 1240 RF per tick if my math is right, but that's just quick math. Anyway, so the dimensional transceiver, why it's better than the Tesseract? Well, look, it's got its local buffer and it's got its upkeep buffer, blah, 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 blah. These are send and receive buffer. This is just all cool. But the thing is, you can configure it, you can do all that, but you can do this for power. You can do this for power, fluids, and item. I think this is items, dog, fluids, and rails. It's not showing the icons because it's not properly fax textured, but that's fine. Rails. So this works for rails, which we may get into, probably not, but it's for teleportation rails. Anyway, so I'm just going to do signal 1, which private, even though we're not on a server, whatever, to send power. This is sending power on channel 1, and then I'm going to go set up the other one down at the base. Whee! Loop. And we'll set this up right on top of our energy cube, which we'll move back into the house because, you know, why not? We'll just set it up like so. So we'll do that. Boom. So there we go. And then we'll set up this dimensional transceiver right here. And this will be on signal 1 receiving power. Then it'll receive power and send it straight into our energy cube. Isn't that fantastic? Now, I can't reach the energy cube anymore to charge myself, but I'll make a wireless charger later. But suffice it to say, I'm done with this episode now. Let me move that out of the way. I am done with this episode. I've gotten everything I wanted to do done, including the dimensional transceivers, and what's more, this is going to make it possible for me to make my quarry and have it run perfectly. Because I can send the full power of the base all the way up there, those windmills, to anywhere I want in the world, which is going to be just absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me see. Anything else I want to mention real quick? Nope. I even did a little bit more than I wanted to with the extra octatic capacitor. Took a bit longer than I expected, but you know, what are you gonna do? Boom, 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 boom. And let me throw this in my chest, and then yeah, I guess I'll just say goodbye to you. It's that time again to wrap this up. So Hope you enjoyed. A rating would be much appreciated. And yeah, this has been another episode of Rickulus Survival. Like, favorite, and subscribe. Bye.